is he to a title shot in sharing the ring with Bud Crawford?
I don't know. But Vergil, he's right there. He's right there. He's been proven that he belongs with the top fighters in the division. And, who knows, a couple of fights or next fight or whatever the case may be, he might be sharing the ring with Terence Crawford. You never know.
Victory, he just beat Canelo, the face of boxing, so that makes Crawford the face of boxing at the moment. And he earned the right to fight whoever he want to fight.
In Terence, if you come to 154, is there a chance? Was that the conversation you had?
Basically, I just said, hey, are you going to defend it? And he said, no, that's my last fight at the Canelo. I'm like, okay.
Terence Crawford responded to Vergil Ortiz Jr.'s call-out with calm confidence and respect. Rather than dismissing the young contender, Crawford openly acknowledged Ortiz as a skilled, rising fighter who was steadily proving himself in the sport. He spoke positively about Ortiz's development, saying the young star has the tools, discipline, and hunger required to compete with the very best in the world. However, when Crawford was asked about the possibility of them actually facing each other soon, he kept his answer subtle and open-ended. He simply hinted that the future in boxing is unpredictable, anything can happen, but nothing is guaranteed. His response showed that while he respects Ortiz, he remains focused on his own path and refuses to make promises before the time is right.
Message now to Terence Crawford.
I'm here whenever. I'm ready to fight whenever. I'm here to fight anybody. I don't care if it's Crawford, Spence.
Vergil Ortiz, full of ambition and self-belief, openly called out Terence Crawford. He made it clear that he doesn't want easy fights, he wants the best. Ortiz explained that facing elite champions like Crawford is exactly what motivates him to keep improving, pushing himself harder in training, and proving that he belongs among boxing's top competitors. Now settled into the 154-pound division, Ortiz feels stronger and more confident than ever. He believes his power has increased, and he's ready to test himself against legendary names. By calling out Crawford, he's sending a strong message. He wants his shot at greatness, and he's not afraid of anyone standing in the way.
Look, I'm here to fight the best. I don't care who it is. It can be Luke next, it can be Spence next, it can be Crawford next, if he's still willing to do it. Because that's a fight that I've been calling for a while. I think that's a great fight to make happen still. And we're just going to keep doing what I do.
Vergil Ortiz didn't hold back when discussing a potential matchup with Terence Crawford. Speaking with full conviction, Ortiz claimed that even if Crawford were still in his prime, he believes he could beat him. He clarified that his confidence is not disrespect. He studies Crawford carefully, respects him deeply, and admires everything he has accomplished. But Ortiz believes in his own attributes just as much: his power, his timing, and his speed. He said his confidence comes from his work ethic and the improvements he's made since moving up in weight. This bold statement immediately sparked debates among fans and experts. Crawford is one of the most dominant multi-division champions in modern boxing, holding one of the highest pound-for-pound rankings in the world. Claiming to beat him even in his prime is a major claim. Still, Ortiz insisted that Crawford is not unbeatable. He believes he could find openings that other fighters failed to exploit. His confidence has fueled excitement and curiosity about whether the young contender truly has what it takes to challenge a master technician like Crawford.
That you would like to fight coming up?
So we got Tim Tszyu, we got Crawford, Spence, or I guess you can say the winner of Spence or Fundora. Charlo's a good one. Who else we got at 54?
You want to fight Terence Crawford right now?
I would love to fight him, man. I think he's like probably the #1 pound-for-pound fighter right now.
Do you think he's out of his peak?
No.
Or is he in his peak now?
I think he's in his peak.
And you're saying you could beat a peak prime Terence Crawford?
I'm saying I believe that I can.
I respect it 100%.
I believe that I can. No, I respect him as a fighter though, that's the thing. When I want to fight people, it doesn't mean that, oh, I don't like you, like let's get it on. It's more like I respect your skills and I want to see if I can beat you.
After Vergil Ortiz defeated Israil Madrimov, fans quickly began comparing Ortiz's performance with Crawford's previous fight against the same opponent. Crawford responded to the comparisons directly, but with his usual composure. He acknowledged Ortiz's victory but pointed out that Madrimov didn't look as sharp, explosive, or conditioned as when Crawford fought him. Crawford suggested that Madrimov simply wasn't at his best that night, and therefore, Ortiz's win doesn't necessarily prove how he would perform against an elite fighter like himself. His tone was calm but firm, a subtle reminder that he sees himself as operating on a different level. Many fans interpreted Crawford's comments as a polite but pointed message. Ortiz is talented, but Crawford's experience, ring IQ, and skill set remain unmatched.
You know, he was more prepared for my fight. You watch him, he was winning the fight, and he gassed out.
Oh yeah, that's true, that's true.
He gassed out, and he said from, I don't know what type of sickness he had.
So condition-wise, he wasn't as prepared.
Yeah, that he had to pull out the first fight and come back. I don't know, but Vergil did good. He put a lot of pressure on him and, you know, fought a good fight. But you could tell that he didn't leave unscarred. You know, when you look at the faces of both fighters, you would have thought Vergil lost.
Oh, okay. I did hurt his hand. His knuckle was broken. I don't know if you've seen him, like, the last couple of Vergil.
Yeah.
Ortiz, yeah, he had a broke hand, but he said he didn't know anyway. He didn't feel it throughout the fight.
It was a good fight. I thought Madrimov was doing too much moving.
Right.
You know, in the beginning rounds, which that was getting the rounds in the night, but at the same time, he was exerting too much energy.
How do you feel about when people say, because Eddie Hearn said it, a few people were saying it, that you moved up to 154 and you didn't have the success that you had in all these times. So they're thinking it's because of the weight, when I'm saying it's the style. Madrimov wasn't trying to commit as much, and you hurt him, he never hurt you.
Right.
So how do you feel about everybody saying that?
Well, I laugh. I won the fight. They making it seem like I lost.
Well, Eddie was like, no, I think that night in August, he was like, no, I don't know about that. I think, no, Eddie was, I believe Eddie was saying that.
Eddie was complaining about the scorecards. Nobody said Madrimov.
Eddie was saying that it was closer than that. Maybe Madrimov could have won. Like, he was saying, I think he was. I think he was saying.
He's trying to get you mad at Eddie.
No.
Terence Crawford's next major career move is already locked in. He is scheduled to face Carlos Adams on March 28 in Omaha, marking his highly anticipated debut in the 160-pound middleweight division. This fight begins Crawford's mission to become a three-division undisputed world champion, a historic achievement achieved by almost no one in boxing history. Adams is known for his toughness, strength, and motor, making him a legitimate test for Crawford as he climbs into a division filled with naturally bigger and heavier fighters. While fans are excited, this new direction raises questions about whether Crawford will ever return to 154 pounds to fight rising stars like Vergil Ortiz or Jaron Boutsenis. For now, Crawford seems fully committed to conquering middleweight and proving that his skill can carry him even against naturally larger opponents. Many analysts believe that if Crawford wins at 160, his already legendary resume will reach an even higher level, potentially cementing him as one of the greatest fighters in boxing history.
Terence Crawford in their sights because they all understand that Terence Crawford can drop down to middleweight after defeating Canelo in September and becoming the undisputed super middleweight. Terence Crawford can now drop down to middleweight, 160, right? And become undisputed at 160 with 1 to 2 fights. 2 fights max, right? He'll be 39 years old in September. 2 fights, Terence Crawford can become undisputed, max, at 160. He can fight Carlos Adames in March. And then he can fight the winner of Lara versus Janibek in the summertime, August, right? And this gives Terence Crawford the history he needs to 1000% cement himself as, in my opinion, it's all opinionated, but this just cements Terence Crawford as top 5 greatest boxers in history, in my opinion. It cements him as top 5 greatest boxers in history, because this will make him this will make Terence Crawford a 6 division champion, and 4-division undisputed champion. That's what that makes Terence Crawford. That's historic. That's absolutely historic. And if Terence Crawford can pull that off, becoming a 6-division champion and a 4-division undisputed champion, that's massive, right? In my opinion, those accomplishments in the fashion that Terence Crawford wins these fights, he's not just winning. When he beat Errol Spence for undisputed, he dominated and stopped Errol Spence in a manner not many people saw coming. When he fought Canelo Alvarez, he did exactly what I thought he was going to do, dominate that fight, make it look easy.
Vergil Ortiz has long expressed his desire to fight Terence Crawford, but rumors emerged claiming the WBO had offered him the fight twice and that he declined both times. In a later interview, Ortiz strongly denied those stories. He insisted he never received any official offer. Had the opportunity been real, he said, he would have accepted it instantly. Ortiz expressed frustration that false rumors spread so quickly, making it seem like he avoided the fight. He clarified that he has never ducked Crawford. In fact, he views Crawford as a career-defining challenge, the kind of fight every fighter dreams of. Ortiz emphasized that timing and proper arrangements matter, but his desire to face Crawford has always been there. His statement helped clear confusion among fans who had believed he had refused the fight.
Wanted to see that fight, you against Terence Crawford. You know, when you was at welterweight, and obviously you couldn't stay at that weight class. But then he moved up. Was there ever a point where the Terence Crawford fight was a reality, like a real offer, like real negotiations going back and forth, or was it never that close?
It was never that close, man. So, you know, I know a lot of people say that the WBO president said that we turned down the fight. I never got an offer. I wouldn't have said no. I would not have. I wanted that fight so bad. I mean, I'm not the type of person to say, oh, I want to fight this guy and keep pushing it and then get the opportunity and say no. There are fighters like that. I'm not like that.
Yeah,
you know,
we believe that.
I would have said yes, but.
What about your trainer, Robert? Have you ever had a conversation with him about the Terence Crawford fight?
More with my dad.
Okay.
More with my dad. You know, there were some days where he'll be like, you beat him if you fight like this, or if you fight like this, you don't beat him. So,
really? Your father really said
yeah, he would tell me. No, he tells me the truth. He tells me the truth. If you fight him like this, you beat him. Other days, you're not gonna beat him like this.
You know, you might not remember, but when we had our show, I believe it was called Sweet Scientist at the time with The Zone, and we had you on, and you were one of our first guests, and I asked you about Crawford, and you was like, nah, not yet, I'm not ready. You know, that was humble. No one really speaks like that. Now, you was ready for him maybe about 6 months later, but still you were humble enough to say that. Do you remember that?
I don't.
You know,
no, I don't.
Hell no, you can't.
Hey, you got him with everything.
Jaron Boutsenis, another rising star and one of the most dangerous fighters at super welterweight, also expressed interest in facing Terence Crawford. However, he acknowledged that after Crawford's historic victory over Canelo Alvarez, the veteran became one of the faces of boxing, meaning Crawford now controls his own future and picks the fights he wants. Ennis spoke with respect, praising Crawford's accomplishments, but said he's ready whenever Crawford is. He doesn't chase fights out of desperation, but he knows that beating Crawford would elevate him to a whole new level. After Ortiz's recent victory, Ennis entered the ring, and the two fighters shared a respectful but intense moment. Their brief exchange created immediate hype about a potential matchup between the two young powerhouses. Fans could already sense the tension and excitement building. Ennis currently holds the WBA super welterweight title, and before his fight with Erickson Lubin he had already hinted at wanting a massive showdown with a big-name opponent. Seeing Ennis and Ortiz face-to-face gave fans hope that 2026 might deliver one of the biggest fights in the division.
I think this is one of the best American fights that can be made.
Sure.
And with all due respect to everyone else around the world, I think it has to be in America.
For sure.
Right?
Gotta be. It gotta be. I feel like you gotta do this one in the States because everybody wanna see it. Everybody go. I think it's a pay-per-view fight, and I think everybody will pay to see it, or everybody will come out to come see it wherever it's at, whether it's in Vegas, Madison Square Garden, wherever it's at.
What's your obviously you'd love it in Philly, but I don't think it'll be Philly, right?
No, absolutely.
Okay,
It's not gonna be in Philly. Yeah.
So where was the ideal spot for it? What deserves to host this fight? Which venue in your opinion?
To me, either anywhere in Vegas, so like the T-Mobile Arena,
yeah,
or maybe go old school MGM.
Oh man, I love the MGM.
Or we can go Madison Square Garden.
Okay.
I think Madison Square Garden would be crazy as well. That'd be historic as well. So either one.
There aren't enough big fights at the big MSG.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about the theater.
No, I'm
Theater's
talking about
cool.
the big one.
Yes,
I'm talking about the big one. That's why I say I want to.
fights.
I always wanted to fight at MSG anyway. So, I like how it looks in there. It's real. It's really
incredible.
nice. When they have fights and stuff in there. So, for me, it would be either the T-Mobile Arena or take it back. We can go old MGM, or we can do, Madison Square Garden.
Do you think he would say yes to MSG because that's kind of a home game for you, right? That's so close to Philly.
I mean, I feel like he has a deep fan base, and I feel like all his fans and stuff will come. If it was to be a New York, I feel like they all will come. He got a good fan base. I got a good fan base. I feel like it'll make for a great fight. Hey, who don't want to come to New York?
Oh my God. There was a time where MSG was holding all these big fights, hosting, and now I feel like, every couple of years we get when we got Taylor Serrano. Prior to that, it was, Brooklyn's cool and all, but we got to go back to the Mecca. The Mecca is the best. I would absolutely love that. In your perfect world as well, he fights November 8th.
Yep.
How soon could we get this fight? You obviously didn't get hurt in your fight, I would imagine, right? 72 seconds?
Yeah.
Unless something happened?
I mean, it depends on how his fight go. If he's in a war, maybe we'll see. Maybe April, March, April. If not, if he make quick work of it, who knows? We could be back in there sooner. So it's all it's all up to how him right now, because he the one that has a fight. Hopefully he doesn't get no cuts, no broken hands or anything, or anything hurt on him. So it's dependent on him at the moment.
The other two options, of course, Sebastian Fundora. And I think Xander Zayas.
Yeah.
What I'm hearing is there is some interest from MSG to have you versus Xander Zayas at MSG. Are you hearing this as well?
I'm with whatever. That's what I can't wait.
You want all these guys? I like these options for you.
I'm really about to show y'all. Like I'm about to run through these guys. I'm about to run through these guys and show y'all one by one. Like this 154 really mine, and I'm gonna shut everybody up. I can't wait. I hear the little chatters and all the little.
What do you hear? What's bothering you? What are people saying?
It's just little
They're
things.
questioning you.
They questioning, and it's cool, and I love it. They're not doing nothing but like adding fuel to the fire.
Yeah.
And it's gonna make it worse each and every time for whoever's stepping in the ring with me.
Seeing what Terence did not that long ago, did that give you motivation? Because it feels like for the longest time people were questioning him, doubting him. He wasn't getting the big opportunities, the big fights. Do you see yourself in his journey a little bit as well?
I mean,
Former champion Timothy Bradley weighed in on the potential Ortiz versus Ennis fight, expressing doubts about whether Ennis would agree to the matchup right now. Bradley suggested that Ennis's team might be hesitant due to the risks involved, not because of fear, but because they may be waiting for the perfect timing, bigger hype, or a larger payday. His comments caused immediate debate among boxing fans. Some argued that Ennis would take the fight without hesitation. Others agreed that a strategic delay could build a bigger event. Regardless of which side is right, Bradley's words added even more fuel to the growing rivalry between Ortiz and Ennis, a rivalry fans are increasingly eager to see play out inside the ring.
A day, and then all of a sudden, you come up, you got that Benz now, you know what I'm saying? Back then they didn't want you, now you hot, they all on you. Yeah. This is one of them situations right here. Well, it's like, oh, back then you didn't want me. Now I'm hot, now you all up on me. Man, did you see Boots, how he jumped up in the ring? I didn't know if that was Boots or Rick Ross. I was like, damn, is that Rick Ross in there? Like, all the jewelry he had on and everything. I'm like, who the hell is this dude? Is this the grown-up version of Boots? Because I ain't never seen all them chick chains all over my man, blinging, blacka, bling, and all up on his chest and everything. I ain't never seen that before. I'm like, this dude got a new persona. Is this the killer Boots? This is what we've been waiting on? Because I'm sitting there going, this.
Promoter Eddie Hearn openly discussed the complications surrounding a possible Ortiz versus Ennis fight. He said negotiations have been extremely difficult because both sides believe their fighter deserves the bigger share, more recognition, or more favorable terms. Hearn explained that Ennis's team often argues he is the superior boxer, while Ortiz's side emphasizes his record, popularity, and exciting fighting style. Despite the demand for this matchup, business disagreements and scheduling conflicts have kept it from happening. Surprisingly, Hearn said there might be fewer obstacles in arranging a Crawford vs. Ortiz fight than an Ortiz vs. Ennis fight, even though Ortiz and Ennis are in the same division. His comments highlight just how complicated boxing negotiations can be, even when both fighters genuinely want the fight.
So, I thought it was a great performance. Vergil's a great fighter. This is not, you know, there's nothing but respect from us, but we just know we win. And, like, it's not for us. Once you start hearing things like, you know, we're the A side and we want 10 million and we want, what does Boots? It's like, what? Guys, you know, Ortiz has never been a world champion. Great fighter. Boots has been world champion, he's been a unified champion, but neither of them are world champions now. They're just the top two fighters in the division. So if you truly believe that you're the best, make the fight. And it'll be really interesting to now see if they truly believe. Because the fight's there, the fight's done, the money's there, the pay-per-view's there. I mean, it's like, it's a massive fight, but you can find an excuse if you don't want to do it. So we'll see.
And obviously we saw the fighters face off, and we know you want the fight, the fighters clearly want the fight. And you mentioned the $10 million mark by Rick Merigian, I believe his name is, the manager of Vergil Ortiz. Do you see it as an obstacle? I mean, is it a real obstacle?
If you come out with things, you know, I mean, look, if...
Vergil Ortiz recently spoke about Terence Crawford's current weight and future plans. Ortiz said he doesn't believe Crawford will return to 154 pounds, especially after building his body up for the Canelo fight and now preparing for middleweight matchups. Crawford appears to be focused on higher weight classes now, which could make an Ortiz vs. Crawford fight much harder to arrange. Ortiz respects Crawford's decisions but made it clear that he won't sit around waiting. He intends to continue fighting big names in his own division, building his career and chasing major accomplishments. Still, he remains hopeful that if the timing is right and the circumstances line up, he and Crawford could still meet someday. The ongoing conversation surrounding Ortiz, Crawford, and Ennis shows just how exciting the future of the higher weight divisions has become. Ortiz's hunger, Crawford's experience, and Ennis's rising momentum are shaping a new era of must-see matchups.
For you to fight at some point?
No, so he's not coming back to 154. I spoke to him. This is my first time saying on media. I spoke to him, and he's not going to come back to 154. He's going to fight his two last fights and retire. And you know what? I respect it because he's been undisputed at 140, at 147. Get your money and get out. I mean, what else do you have to prove? You know what I mean? So it's just like, it's...
That's it for today's video. Stay tuned for more updates. Until next time.